Oh my gosh, it's Sid Krofft. Ah, I can't believe this. There's only one way to introduce Sid Krofft, and that is with this.
Oh my God! Thank you for the gong. Yeah, that's great. Should I tell you what that was all about?
Yes, please do.
Okay, the first agent that I had was in New York. I was 14, and he was in the Brill Building in New York, and he had tiny, tiny little office. He had two pictures on the wall, a pad, and a phone that you dialed, hand dialed, and uh, and I auditioned for him with my Victrola. And
What?
yeah, and well, that was my music at that time. And when I finished, he said, "You know what? I a puppet act. I can't book a puppet act. We have. I like what you just showed me, but that word is for little children." And he said, I booked like nightclubs and club dates and a nightclub. I'm only 14 years old. I can't
My
work in a
gosh.
nightclub. But and he booked the Catskill Mountains and stuff like
Wow.
that. You know,
Okay.
it was $10 a show usually. Yeah, that you would make. Okay, so he said to me, "You got to come up with something for me to sell that act. I don't want to say the word puppet." And at 14 years old, I don't know where it came from. I said the unusual artistry of Sid Krofft. And
Just like that.
well, I'm not sure. Don't give me that much credit. You know, I don't.
That is amazing.
I don't know
And
how
so
smart I was. Yeah.
and so you carried around this gong with you on your road trips, right?
Well, yeah, but that was much, much later.
Oh, okay.
You know, way down the line. Um, After, oh, I don't know, it was probably the fifth act that I had. Now I was beginning to work with huge stars, and of
Wow.
course Judy Garland
Oh
was
my
one of
gosh.
them. But it was way before Judy
Yeah.
Garland.
Yeah.
I think before I went to Paris, because I was booked into the Lido in
Hmm.
Paris for a year. Um, I changed my whole act. You keep
Yeah.
elevating. We all do. And so I came up with the idea. First of all, I hated MCs to come out and introduce you. Direct from Radio City Music Hall, let's give them a big hand. I hated that. So whoever I followed, the stage went dark and a voice off stage said, "Ladies and gentlemen, the unusual artistry of Sid Krofft." Then we hit this gong that I bought in Paris from the
Wow.
Paris Symphony Orchestra. I know it was stolen because I only paid $200 for it, or maybe 100.
My gosh.
Uh, and it was huge, and it really got everybody's attention. We only hit it once, but I traveled
Wow.
with it.
You're the grandfather of puppetry.
I am.
You are. Yeah. The godfather of puppetry. I mean, anything that you want to be, you kind of started it all for us. And it's so exciting to see what has happened over the years with your career. It's so vast. I don't know
Well,
how we're going to cover it. We won't. But
well, no, but Steve, you know, I'm working with David Copperfield, and the reason that I mention him, I never met him before, but I followed his career because it was just like mine. I
mhm,
knew, he started as a ventriloquist. Did you know
yes.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did. I knew
yeah,
that.
yeah. And he sucked at it. He told me that. But magic was just like puppets
Yeah.
in the backyard for a little birthday party or whatever. And he took it into the adult world,
Hmm.
and that is where I took it. My
That's right.
act, why did I play the leading clubs in the world, and why did why did all the stars want me for an opening act? Because I didn't interfere with their act, because I didn't sing, I didn't dance, and I didn't take anything away from them. It was all visual,
Wow.
and my music was 95% of the act. It was incredible because Henry Mancini, his arranger, wrote the music to my act.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the 50s.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. And it was the music that all the bands and orchestras waited for me to come back, because they loved playing my charts, because they were complicated, and the music, well, we know when we go to see a movie, it's the music and the sound effects that.
So when you would perform, it would be a live orchestra?
Oh, always. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I mean, I started with a Victrola, but I'm going to admit something today.
Okay.
You've got the hot news. This is the red phone. I was not a good puppeteer, and I admit that.
What?
I wasn't great. No, I was, and I'm proud to say, an incredible showman.
Yes.
I just, and my whole career, that's what God blessed me with,
Yeah.
and and I still, at my age, I'm still working. I don't know. Kelly will be my witness. Kelly is next to me, and Kelly is my backbone.
Oh, that's
Kelly
awesome.
Kelly is awesome.
I know Kelly from your show on Sundays, every Sunday at 3:00.
3:00
on Instagram.
Live. Yeah, I've had some great guests on. If you've been watching,
Yes, I have. You had David Copperfield and
yeah, and Paul Rubin.
That's right. Oh, Pee Wee, my goodness.
Yeah, the list goes on. Well, I've been on for a year now, so
yeah, I watched for most of it. Tell me, now Paul Rubin is a good friend of yours.
Yes,
and when his show was in development, were you involved at all with the puppets or characters?
On his second season, he was in New York on his first season. His second season, he did. We never met him before.
Okay.
I did go to see Pee Wee's Playhouse at the Roxy. It's at the club on Sunset, and I went to see his show, which I flipped over, but it was very adult, and I really blew it because I said, it's adult, and if you're looking for me to bring that to children's television, there's no way that they're going to, buy this. Well, you see, I'm not right all the time, just some of the time. Yeah. So, okay, back to the story. When he moved out here, he reached out to us to produce his show, his second season. And I honestly, he doesn't remember, and I don't either, why. We were on overdrive, we had so much going, and I don't know, maybe my brother asked for too much or what, I don't know. I can't answer that, but we're great friends, and he constantly says that the images from H.R. Pufnstuf is where he got the idea.
Absolutely.
Of doing Pee Wee's Playhouse. Well, the images from The Wizard of Oz gave me the idea to do Pufnstuf. So yeah, we're always swiping from each other. Yeah.
Boy, being influenced, it's just incredible. And that's what I mean by you as the grandfather of puppetry. You just, your ideas just roll down into so much of our work and so much of our inspiration. It's just incredible to be talking to you, Sid.
That's a great compliment.
I'm fanboying out right now.
No,
So,
no, thank you so much. You know, I
uh,
it's crazy because I go out of town and I hand somebody my credit card, you know, and they freak out. It freaks at Comic Con. We've been
oh
going there
yeah.
for 50 years. Every single year
Wow.
we do a panel, and those are all adults, and they, you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Oh,
it's mind-boggling how they remember
yeah.
all the characters, the songs. You know, it's I'm amazed all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just going through the list of HR Puffin stuff, just right there. That was probably the one that was most meaningful to me growing up.
Wow.
I watched that thing so much. Jimmy and his flute and Jack Wild. Those characters are so amazing, and it's so much like in your face. That's the styling, the open mind that you had, the filter free, just going for it. All of your stylings have such a look to them.
Well, Steve, I got to tell you something. We were scared to death when we created. God, do we have an animal on our roof? I just heard.
You're gonna have to edit this part out.
Okay,
Was that Harley?
weird. That was really weird.
No.
Okay, you know, I know what's going on my roof. I'm getting a new waterfall. You know,
Oh, okay.
it's going to come from my roof into my pool.
Oh
And
my
so
gosh.
they're installing it today, and so they're up there, the crew.
All
You know,
right.
okay, but we were very worried because Puffin stuff really came from a puppet show. It was for the Coca-Cola Company
Oh.
in the San Antonio World's Fair in their pavilion. We did a show 12 times a day. It was 25 minutes long. And all those characters really came from that show. After we did the banana split.
Oh my gosh, the banana splits.
Yeah. Well, we did.
What
Yeah, we
strong characters.
Well, that was our first attempt, and well, not because we didn't own that. That was Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera, but they
Yeah.
brought you in to style it, right? Or design
Oh
it?
yeah, and build it. They knew nothing. We know they made animated cartoons, right?
Yeah.
So when that all happened, the head of television of NBC, the president, was really worried about the banana splits because nothing like that had ever been done.
Ever. Yeah.
And evidently they put up a lot of money for the idea, and they really honestly didn't think it was going to work. So they showed up every day while we were building it, putting our people in the costume, showing them how real it can be and the movement that we could get, you know. And we built costumes before for the puppet shows because I always had a live person. The audience never knew that. A little person that was as big as the puppets.
To surprise them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they always thought it was radio controlled.
Okay.
Nobody knew. No one knew. The press, the audience never knew. You know, I love fooling them, you know.
Yeah.
And so what happened was the head of programming said to Marty and myself, "You guys are totally insane, and you should come up with your own television show." Well, that's all you have to say to me, you know.
Oh my
One
gosh.
word. And of course I borrowed from that show that was in San Antonio because it was easier to come up with an idea after most of those characters were developed, but in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't not Living Island or anything like that.
Right, right. Were those was that show with Coca-Cola? Was that your design, your show, your puppet show?
Yeah, well, for 9 years, Coca-Cola sponsored in every Six Flags, Kings Island. There were other theaters. They sponsored a theater that sat 1,200 people.
Wow.
And we did this big epic puppet show. You never saw one, right? Did you ever see at Six Flags or whatever? Oh, they were like an acid trip.
That's a friend of mine, John Hardman, worked for
he
you
worked
at Dallas. And he was such a good friend, and he told me all about his experiences working with you.
Oh no, it was a trip. You know, we just blew you're dealing with little kids, teenagers, not little kids, in an amusement park. They're not interested in a puppet show. I mean, that'd be the last thing that they'd go see because they want to get on the thrill rides.
Yeah.
You know, there's 90 rides for them to get on. Well, they stood in line for hours trying to get into the puppet show because it was like Yellow Submarine, you know.
Wow.
It was like the
psychedelic.
Music. Yeah, it was very, very, yeah. Well, and one thing that I always loved doing is, of course, there was a show in a proscenium, but a lot of it happened in the audience, you know, a lot of it. You know, the walls, the ceilings, all kinds of things. The first show we did at Six Flags, the show opened up with a flying saucer that flew from the back of the theater right over their heads.
Over their heads.
My stage manager said, those are kids, they're gonna pull it down. I said, if it sucked, they would pull it down, but it's gonna blow them away. Nobody ever touched it, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. No, the lower the better, you know. I just kept saying lower, lower, lower. I have guts. Yeah.
So many stories. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Those characters was Puff and Stuff after Sigmund or Sigmund after Puff and Stuff?
No. Puff and Stuff was our very first show.
Yours. Okay.
Then came the Bugaloos. And then
the Bugaloos,
Lidsville. And then came Sigmund, and then came Land of the Lost. And then, you know, Electra Woman, Dinah Girl, all those other shows.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
There were 26, so, you know, shows.
26 shows?
26 series. Well, we did Donnie Marie, the Brady Bunch Hour, Barbara
Mandrell. Yeah.
And Pink Lady.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
We did. We had some bummers there. There were some that were flops, but
now
they all live in a capsule right now. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I hope they're protected.
A time capsule. Yeah.
Damn capsule. Yes. Well, they are. They are definitely in my time capsule. Okay, Sigmund and the Sea Monster. That character, especially the first suit, was so enchanting. I don't know what happened later that it had to replace the suit, right? It got simpler or something.
No, are you talking about the reboot when?
Yeah. Well, I like the original one where it had like a Beach Boys theme song. The real one, the original.
Yeah. No, you know, the reboot that's on now on Amazon. Yeah. It's on Amazon. I really didn't have that much to do with it, you know, because I was
licensed it. Yeah.
No. Well, of course we do license it, but you know, I don't like once the original, and I've done it, and I don't like to do it again. You know, it's there. It turns into a jewel. I like going on. I like doing something different. You know, we've tried so many times to do a movie of Puff and Stuff. It was at every studio. they just couldn't get it right. And, you know, the Puffin stuff, all of them, they're very difficult properties to try to turn into
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, what did George Lucas do? The duck thing. What was that called? Something the duck?
Howard the
Yes.
Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck,
Well, that was his big
the
flop.
duck we no longer speak of.
Well, no, I mean, putting on the screen, you know, well, of course, we did the Puffin Stuff movie, and, you know, and it worked. You know, it really worked because it was close to the television series. It was the following year. And
It was a different voice, wasn't it?
yeah, Marty, to this day, I don't know what happened. Marty had a fight, some kind of not a fight, but
Disagreement.
disagreement
Yeah.
with Lenny Weinreb, who
Oh.
I found him. Lenny Weinreb
He
did
did a
all
lot of voices.
for all my puppet shows. Yeah. And that's why I reached out to him to write the script of Puffin Stuff, because he had the greatest child mind, you know. And even in the puppet shows, you know, I would write a script. I mean, there was very little dialogue. They were all musicals. And he came in and, you know, and went 1,000 times higher with it. You know, he's that kind of a performer. You know?
That's great. I got to ask you about Lidsville. It's one of the wackiest shows ever.
The kookiest.
I just love it.
The kookiest. I wrote that song.
Yeah.
With Les Sarvis, who wrote the music for Puffin Stuff, and and all the songs. And then when we did Lidsville, I wrote the lyrics. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a great song. And then the whole journey, it actually had a lot of intensity and scary parts in it and stuff. I remember being frightened of it as a kid.
Well, didn't Disney? I'm not comparing anything with Disney.
Absolutely.
But Disney always scared the hell out of kids.
That's right. Yeah.
Right at the
No, I'm
top.
saying that's what I liked about it.
The mother died or the father died.
Right.
You know, right at the top. You know, that was frightening for a kid.
I wonder if David Copperfield was like tickled by that as he watched that as a young man. I would think.
He knows all the lyrics. Every time I talk to him, he says it's the cuckoo kookiest. He knows all the words.
Yeah.
No, do you know him?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Yeah.
He's a trip.
He is.
David
He likes
Copperfield.
my animatronic parrots and macaws and stuff.
Wow, how cool. Yeah. Because he's got some animatronics.
Yes, he sure does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you guys are working on a special project coming up.
Oh, no, it's bigger than the word special. It's huge. Yeah. And
Cool.
and we're getting close to it.
Good.
I
can't wait to hear news.
Yeah. Well, soon. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
It could be weeks, it could be a month, but it's close.
You're writing, you're always working. Here you are at what age?
Next month, 92.
92, and you're pushing the envelope. You're in production.
No,
and
you know what? I want to tell everybody out there right now, don't ever retire.
There you go.
That'll kill you. Don't do it. Because, you know, when you go away with your creative mind and switch everything off and just sit there and drink beers and watch, you know, television, you know, no.
Yeah.
You know, I have never stopped working.
You're amazing.
Since I'm 10 years old. 10. And I supported my family.
Oh my gosh.
I was very concerned about that. Nobody in my whole family including my brother Marty, knew anything about show business.
Mm.
Anything.
Mhm.
I mean, when he joined me, he was only 19 years old, but he was a car salesman.
What year was that?
1958.
58. He was a car sales. That's when I was born.
Really?
And he was a car
used,
salesman.
not even not a good car, a used car sales. So, yeah, God, I love your characters behind you.
Oh, thank you.
They're incredible.
Here's my land of the lost.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, he's great. Oh my God, I love
Isn't that
him.
fun?
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
And I don't know what the hell you're doing with that guy to my right with the blonde
Oh.
wig
We're
on.
replacing him.
Yeah.
I've got
No,
Biden.
that's a great puppet.
Thank
It's
you.
great. No, you really captured him. Yeah.
Oh, thanks so much. Just so much of this is emboldened by the fact that as a child, I saw what you did and I saw what Jim Henson did. And I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to do that. I have to do this.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all, I mean, you know, I love on America's Got Talent or a lot of other shows when a little kid comes on and he's
Yes.
10 years old and they always ask him, where did you get the idea? What made you do this? He said, I saw it on, who knows where, on television. I
Yeah.
saw it. Well, that's how I started.
That's right.
I saw a clown that blew up a balloon. I thought it was a real little person. I cried when the balloon broke. They threw me out of the theater, you know, but that's why I got into puppetry.
Wow.
At 10 years old. I'm going to be talking to a little girl that's what, 9 years old today. And she belongs to the Puppeteers of America.
Oh, wonderful.
And
Yeah.
she's got like 4 characters that she created. She's going to show them to me.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
I can't wait. 9 years old, you know?
Yeah, and Darcy Lynn just won America's Got Talent and as a ventriloquist. And I make puppets for these people, Terry Fader and
wow, really? Wow.
Yeah, it's wonderful. But we have another thing in common that's very unusual. You were working, I understand, with Magic Leap.
Oh yeah. For almost 4 years.
This augmented reality headset, I've got 2 of them.
Oh, you do?
And I've heard Rennie speak, but I did not know that you were involved. Tell me what you did.
Okay, this is what happened. I'll try to make it short because about 6, maybe 7 years ago, my neighbor, her grandfather, her grandfather did The Wizard of Oz. He produced it. And,
Wow.
Wow. And her husband called me one night. They're real great friends of mine. They almost live in walking distance, you know, to my house.
Oh, wow.
And well, nobody walks in California. We get in our car, you know, and
sometimes they stall.
And they stall. He called me one night and he said, there are these 3 gentlemen from Florida and they're all fans of yours. And can I bring them over to your house? And I said, I don't know why the phone's ringing because I don't know anybody. You know, it probably you know, just a second. They're looking for, Okay, Kelly's handling it. Okay, this was at night. I said, I'm having dinner and I'd rather, you know, no. I said no. And he said, wait a minute. It's going to blow you away what they're going to show you. That's all you have to say to me because I'm so damn sure of it, right? And so they came over and he opened up Roni who invented,
Yep.
the robots that operate on people. Did you know that?
I knew he was involved in some of that, but I didn't know he invented it. Wow.
Oh, yeah. And and sold that company for God only knows,
Yeah.
and then got into this. This was his next dream.
Augmented reality. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but it's way beyond that.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so they came over. He opened up a book, and there was a dinosaur. And then he opened up his laptop, and the dinosaur walked into the laptop. And I backed up, and I remember, I said, "Who the hell are you, David Copperfield?" I didn't even know David Copperfield at that time.
Oh, wow.
Well, anyway, the next day he called me and said, "Would you come on board? Because we have Peter Jackson and Spielberg and George Lucas." I said, "Why would you put me in that kind of a class?"
Come on, Sid.
No, but wait a minute. And I said, "I don't know what the hell I would do for you. If you want to give me something, I have to give you something in return. I just can't take it. That's not me,
Mm-hmm.
And so he kept after me. And of course, being curious, I did research on it, and it really intrigued me because, come on, let's face it.
It's amazing.
I was in vaudeville. I was in burlesque. I was in an ice show. I was in a circus. I was in a carnival. I was, I played all over the world. But technology, I don't even know how to work my phone to this day. Just my common phone. And
but they wanted your creativity. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay, and it went on for I don't know how many years. He finally called me and said, "The window is closing." And they offered me, stock in the company.
Mm.
And I said, "I'll take it. Because I know exactly what I can do for you, because I've got these things that have been flying in my mind for years."
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a new platform. Yeah.
Well, what I'm going to do for you is what I did for my company. I'm going to create 150 characters for you, but it's going to, one might be a movie and a television show and an animated movie, and it's the characters, because they did approach me and they wanted to license our characters. And I said, "What do you want those old characters for? You need to have your own, because your invention is your own. And, to be licensing my characters that are 50, 60 years old, I don't understand that." Okay, so anyway, I started I have 4, oh my God, incredible properties. I mean, when I do a property, it's not just a piece of paper. I do a book with all the characters, beautiful book.
Yeah.
And that's how we sold all of our shows, and we never did a pilot. We
took in a book. That's book, right. I remember hearing that.
And we would have the executives, and I'd be the little kid sitting on the floor, and they'd sit around, and I'd show them the pictures and tell them a story, because nobody reads. That. Yeah. We all know that's the problem with the world. That they should spend a little more time, especially kids, reading, and it's educational, right? You learn things.
But you knew that, and you brought the book and read it to them in the meetings. That's just brilliant.
Well, and they were looking at pictures.
Yeah.
Incredible pictures.
Picture books. Yeah.
And I still do that to this day for Magic Leap and for my new property. Oh my God. It's It's a killer. The book.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
The deck. Now they call them a deck.
Deck.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. So
You-
exciting.
Hey, everybody listening out there, do they believe anything I say? I make it all up.
They probably
I
can't.
live in Hollywood, and you know how people exaggerate in Hollywood.
Not you. Not you. There's nothing you could really say that would be an exaggeration.
Oh yeah, are you kidding?
Can you make
No, but-
something up?
No, I don't, because my career has been so solid,
Yeah.
so long, that the reason I'm on Instagram, by the way, tune in, because
Oh
it's
yeah,
really interesting
it
to
is.
hear how I got there. Because when I do
Yeah.
lectures at theater art department
Mm-hmm.
in colleges, they don't want to hear how successful you are.
Mm.
They want to hear how you got there.
That's right.
Help me.
The journey, the struggle.
Yeah, yeah. They
Yeah.
want to know, I'm being educated in school and I'm getting all the information I can gather, but how do I use all that? How did you get your 1st
Mhm.
job? How did how did you keep elevating,
Yes, exactly.
And
Yeah.
you know what?
You kept plussing all through the entire career.
Also, one thing, just a few words, you have to follow your heart, and be very focused, because that is the problem with a lot of people. It's just concentrating on your idea and getting it made. But if you're all over the place, you drop that idea and go to another idea. For me, I'm just giving everybody my experience,
Absolutely. What great words of encouragement. Anything that, like everybody that's watching right now is a performer in their own right. They're ventriloquists, puppeteers, magicians, clowns, jugglers, balloon artists. With that in mind, and the fact that you are one of us, you are a variety arts performer as well as a producer. Now, I don't know if you're still performing, but you're certainly producing.
No, I wish I was. I mean, I stopped in 1959. My last engagement was at the big hotel in San Francisco, and with Tony Martin and Sid Charisse. That was
Wow.
It wasn't called the Roosevelt. It was called, I don't know.
Yeah.
The Fairmont. The Fairmont up on top of the hill, and they had a great showroom. I loved their showroom, and that was my last. And the last string that I pulled, I know I was crying on stage, but
But then you went into production, and
so Les Poupées de Paris. So it was like the next elevation. The next step.
What was most of your activity for these shows that produced? Was the time period of Sid and Marty Krofft the 70s and 80s or 60s?
Well, Marty joined me in 58.
58. Yeah.
I was still performing for one more year, but he didn't join me as a puppeteer.
No.
He was my assistant.
Right.
He handed me off stage, the next puppet. And then Les Poupées de Paris happened after that. And Les Poupées de Paris, of course, he didn't have the background of any of that showmanship or anything.
Sure.
I did the music, every drop. I directed it. Tony Urbano, I love him. He built the most beautiful, sexy marionettes, because it was for adults only. You had to be 21. It ended up playing to 9.5 million people. So
wow.
Yeah. So
oh my gosh, this has been incredible, Sid.
Where's the money?
Yeah.
All these things. I should be rich, shouldn't I? Wow. I can't figure out what happened. But I'm healthy and I'm still here.
Oh
And
my
it's
gosh, you look
not
great.
all about, well, don't get too carried away.
Yeah.
It's not all about money, you know.
You have a
in
star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, last year we got that. We were the
Look at
last.
that.
Yeah, we were the last one. We got a Lifetime Achievement Emmy. They didn't give
Wow.
that many, you know. So
That's just incredible.
I'm
You
riding
have
pretty high. Yeah.
you have had and are continuing to have one of the biggest careers in show business.
Well,
But one thing I wanted to mention, one of your real efforts was to create a workshop, right?
oh yeah. It was called the Show Business Factory,
Factory,
200
Show Business Factory.
and 250 people worked there.
All
And
different
they were-
departments.
Oh yeah, a great art department, every department.
Wow.
Everything. We had a big shop in the back. We built a big portion of the original electric parade at Disneyland there.
Oh
And
my
we
gosh.
And we did Disney On Parade, which
Oh
was
my
their big
gosh. Wow.
Roy Disney show that traveled in arenas. You know,
Oh yeah.
we built that whole show.
Were you a
And-
friend of Renee's?
Of course. Oh my God, I
He was
love
a
it. And what a great puppeteer.
yeah.
Great manipulator.
Yes.
Oh, boy, nobody could get near
I
him.
know.
You
When you were mentioning the little clown blowing up the balloon,
yeah, of
a
course.
classic bit, but Renee did a great job with that too.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
love Renee. Thank you for bringing his name up. Steve Ehlers. Do you know him?
Uh-uh.
He was the art director. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know one art director you worked with, Kirk Axtell,
Oh, yeah.
Land of the Lost, right?
Yeah. Kurt. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think he might be one of my distant relatives.
No
Same
way.
name, Axtell.
Well,
Yeah. I'm going to try to find out.
find out. I
Yeah.
mean, you can find out who your ancestors are today.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have to spit inside of a little tube and they'll tell you everything.
Wow.
I did that. I
Did
did
you?
that. Kelly
Did you?
gave me that for Christmas. And
Oh, that's
walked out of the room because she said, there's one thing I can't stand in life is spitting. I spit in the tube, you know. So,
Oh my God.
and,
Kelly, Kelly, can you come on camera with Sid?
yeah,
Sure.
Kelly, no, don't put your,
Yes, I am not dolled up.
Oh,
yeah,
he's vaccinated. So are you.
I know that is true.
yeah, we
That's
are.
right. Kelly,
Yeah.
your laugh is insatiable. It's just
Aw.
incredible. And
I-
every single Sunday, it's one of the highlights of Sid's show. Not only his guests, but your
No,
laugh and your being
everybody
there.
loves her. They love
Absolutely.
her. They mention her, you know, in all the remarks that they send me.
Yeah.
Her name, she has taken all the glory away from
Right.
me. She gets like top billing. You know what I mean? She wiped
Yeah.
me out.
I'm
Wiped me
I'm
out.
the stage mom is what I am. I tell him all the time. It's like he was the youngest puppeteer. I'm now billing him as the oldest puppeteer. We're sending him back on the road. He's
Oh,
gonna do opening days for like Billie Eilish.
Oh my
I
God.
am?
That's
Oh,
fun.
I am. Oh my God. David keeps wanting me to come to Vegas. He said, I'll send my private plane. You've got
Oh my
to-"
gosh. Do it.
That's what I say.
Do it.
Well, no, I'm too busy right now.
All right. All right. You
I'm
are
joking.
amazing. You're amazing. We'll watch your show every Sunday at 3 p.m.
3
on
o'clock.
Instagram
Yes, yeah.
at Sid Krofft.
And it's 2 F's and 1 T. Yeah.
2 F's and 1 T.
2
Yeah.
F's and 1 T.
Fa-fa.
Sid Krofft. Hey, thank you so much, Steve. You are
Thank you.
awesome. Anytime you
appreciate it.
want me to come on and give you more dialogue,
Oh, I'd love to.
do
I have
that.
2 more pages. Well, I had a blast. I had an absolute
Well,
blast.
thank you. Thank you so much, everybody.